Okay, from our Big Lots haul, scored Fido. You can still see price sticker on there, $3. Cool zombie flick. I'm going to shotgun through these because I've got too many things to cover. Deadbeat at Dawn, or as Russ Rudder likes to call it, Deadbeat by Dawn, by the inimitable James Van Beber, Jim Van Beber. Total badass. It took him 3 years to make this thing. He left film school to work on it with him and some film school buddies. You know, it's a gang movie in the vein of something like The Warriors. Van Beber is a total badass. I think he did some kind of Kempo karate, and you can see that come through. His choreography is really awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's not as polished as something like Road Warriors. I mean, excuse me, like The Warriors or, you know, Roadhouse, but the fight scenes are very enjoyable. Plus, there's also, intentional or otherwise, there is kind of a commentary of social decay going on in the film, though Van Beber just meant it as a pure drive-in exploitation classic, and that's basically what it's become. So check it out if you're into that kind of stuff. Speaking of drive-in exploitation classics, one that came, you know, 20 years too late for the drive-in, Feast 3. Finally grabbed that for a nice little price off of Amazon. You know, I just tore my cover there, but you know, what can I say? Love that series. I'm going to review the Feast series in my top 50 movies of the new millennium, because I do consider these movies as the Evil Dead of the new millennium. They're chaotic, anarchic, balls to the wall, splat stick, constantly playing against expectations, to the point where the first time you watch it through, the Feast movies, the sequels at least, will kind of piss you off because you're like, why are they doing this? What's happening? But once you get through it and you go, oh, okay, they're playing against everything. So go back and watch it with that in mind and enjoy just the pure anarchy that ensues. John Gulager, thank you for the Feast series. We were a big fan all the way from the Project Greenlight 3 days. You know, we can't be disappointed. So there you go, Feast 3. Having some lighting issues, so sorry about that. Back to our Big Lots haul, Serpent and the Rainbow by Wes Craven. This movie features what is possibly the absolute coolest trailer of all time. I mean, it's so crazy. I'm not dead yet. Don't bury me. Or what does he say? Don't bury me. I'm not dead. Oh, crazy movie. Crazy movie. Psycho 2, which I've never seen, but so many people put this over. Like J-Dog and Changeling at Canadian Fearox. They constantly put this movie over, so what the heck, I picked it up. $3, you know, it's an investment. When I get around to checking it out, I'll let you guys know what I think. Now here's something I knew was amazing. Double feature, I Walked with a Zombie and Body Snatchers. One directed by Jacques Tourneur and the other by Robert Wise. For $3, this is unbelievable. One of them has commentary by Robert Wise on Body Snatcher. Unbelievable. Wise, who directed what is possibly the single greatest ghost movie of all time, The Haunting, you know, who had an amazing body of work. I mean, the guy went on to do, you know, like Star Trek the Motion Picture and some other things that they always skip my mind. Oh, I think he did West Side Story. I mean, how crazy of a filmography is that? But $3, come on, what a steal. Okay, away from Big Lots for a second. I've been trying to rack up on my deluxe editions of Friday 13th. You know, what can you say? Yes, these are not uncut. They do not restore, you know, the missing scenes, but they're new movies on DVD. They have new commentary tracks. I love commentary tracks. For me, those are film school. I also have Friday 13th Part 7. I've been buying, you know, one like every other week or so until I get them all. I'm going through my favorites first. You know, Part 4, Part 7, those are my favorites. Then also I like Part 3, which I already have. And of course the first one is really good. Of course I also picked up Halloween 2. Part 2. The unrated director's cut. What is there to say about this? Actually, I've already shot 2 reviews on this. I don't think I ever posted the second one just because I've been so terribly busy with working on Ghost, but maybe now's the time to finish editing it and put that review up for everybody. But I dug it. I mean, it's brutal. I think it's an art house study on the effects of violence on their victims. So, you know, that's my, you know, if you want to call me long-winded, pretentious explanation, there you go. But I think the surreal stuff works. I dig the white horse. I dig the cinematography. The kills are brutal. but it's a bleak movie. It's not fun, and you know, but not all horror films are supposed to be fun. You know, nobody watches Texas Chainsaw Massacre and says, "Ooh, let's have fun with Texas Chainsaw Massacre." No, you know, that movie like this, it comes out in clown makeup and tries to stomp your face in, and that's what it's about. Aha, another Big Lots buy here. The Sci-Fi Boys, talking about the directors and filmmakers that were inspired by science fiction movies growing up. Talks about Spielberg, Lucas, Peter Jackson, John Landis, Dennis Muren, Ray Bradbury, Rick Baker, Roger Corman. So, you know, cool documentary. You know, I love these things. Again, I consider them my film school because they'll talk about how those movies influenced them, you know, what kind of themes and tones that they had. Again, you know, that's all information I take and channel it into my own work. Also, one of my rare finds here, an old copy of In the Flesh. This has 3 or 4 Clive Barker stories in it. I think these were eventually incorporated into the Books of Blood, which I do have already. But hey, this is a hardback. You know, it looks like it's never even been read. It's one of the earliest versions of it. So, you know, hey, it's Clive Barker. Maybe I'll get him to sign it. Though, probably not. I don't like having signed books so much because I like to have that stuff up on the wall. Okay, and also I have Blood Type Magazine, courtesy of Dana, aka Evil Dead Chick. You might see her here. If you look through my subscriptions, you'll see that we're subscribed to her channel here on YouTube. I definitely recommend that you check her out. She's very knowledgeable about the horror genre, to the extent where she's seen a lot of crap that I haven't seen, you know, and in any, you know, woman that has an appreciation for horror, to the extent where, you know, I'm getting ideas off of them, you know, I can't help but love them. So, thank you to Dana for sending this to us. We're actually going to feature it in a scene in Ghost with one of our main characters, GB, so that's going to be cool. You can see this issue 5. It has Lucio Fulci stuff on the cover. You got the Beyond and image from Gates of Hell, and that's one of the goriest images ever. I think that movie also made her vomit bag classics of scenes that really freak people out. Here you go, The Rise of the Cannibal Film, what she features, a particular article in there. Good stuff. Thank you, Dana, for sending this to me. I will cherish it forever, and we're going to feature it in Ghost.